MSMEs are critical to Indian economy, and this
Mhm.
budget is coming right after a very turbulent phase for every sector, including the
Yeah,
Indian MSMEs.
yeah.
So what are your key expectations this time around?
You see, MSME, as you said, is a lot of challenges, and this sector was already stressed before even COVID pandemic, and this COVID has, further increased that stress on the MSME, and in fact, their survival is on the stake. So, in this particular budget, we have made some very specific suggestions for revival of the MSMEs and for their growth. One thing is that we needed a GST parity between online and offline seller. What is happening? COVID pandemic has forced millions of small businesses to explore online route now because the offline supply chain was disrupted and the business not orders were not coming. So we realized that the selling and explore the online selling could be a good option for all of them. But selling online required every MSME to register on GST, while in offline, there is a threshold of 40 lakhs available to small businesses. That up to 40 lakh turnover, they can, no GST registration is required. But in the moment you go online, there is no threshold. So we want a parity on that. That's what we have recommended to the government. Offline and online should be treated equally, basically. Then you must have heard a lot of Atmanirbhar initiative by the government to make, and we did in collaboration with SIDBI, we did a study of certain sectors and clusters of MSME where the Chinese import have taken over that businesses. We have identified, we have taken a threshold limit of $1 billion export. Beyond that, import whatever is coming from China. And we found around 15 clusters we have shortlisted where these clusters, if supported by the government, can regain the share which has gone to China, and they become self-reliant and contribute towards the Atmanirbhar Bharat. So we are doing a study of that, and we will be shortly recommended. So we have requested the government basically to come up with some custom duty specific inputs when we are ready with that study, that to protect that sector and to allow them to grow, government should impose certain custom duties on those finished products which are coming in that area. This was the second. Third was the public procurement. Basically what is happening, though 25% of procurement is reserved for MSMEs in all central government purchases, but there are few roadblocks in that, achieving that. So we have requested in the budget that an institutional mechanism where complaint related for PQRs, means pre-qualification requirements, led exclusions of Indian firms should be lost. What is happening? The government has made 25%, but most of these central government undertakings and government itself, they create a lot of roadblocks in terms of the pre-qualification requirements, which debar the MSME, actual MSME, in participating in that. And a lot of foreign companies with some joint ventures with the Indian companies, with the Indian small companies, they come in that and take away those businesses. So we have requested an institutional mechanism where any complaint related to this kind of malpractice which we notice can be lodged. And second thing, there is a TREADS platform where all the central PSUs beyond, I think, 500 crore turnover has to be mandatorily registered on the TREADS. Advantage for the TREAD is, and any MSME who has supplied to them can lodge their bill on the TREAD platform and get paid immediately, because the banks pick up that invoice and they pay you. Because the payment to the MSME is a major challenge currently. So we want all government undertakings, state and center both, to be mandatorily brought on the TREAD platform, irrespective of their turnover. And right now it's only center. So all the state, every PSU should be brought on the TREAD platform. This is one suggestion on the budget we have given. One was the regulatory reforms for improving business environment. The government is the biggest business entity in our country. If you see the total buying which they do, state as well as the center in the PSUs and the ministries and the departments. They are the biggest business entity. So we want a regulatory reform for improving that business environment. And that business environment is very, very unfavorable to MSMEs right now.
Okay.
So access to top decision makers. Problem of the MSME associations and the bodies is we don't have access to the top decision makers.
Okay, so you're
So
talking
there has
about the
to
real-time feedback.
real-time feedback, like we have some issue and we want to take it to the government senior level, like a finance minister
Okay,
or the commerce minister, industry minister. We don't have that mechanism,
okay,
regulatory mechanism, where we can directly approach them. It takes for us 2 weeks and months to get an appointment.
okay,
So for an MSME, the small businesses finds it very difficult, the owners, to raise their issues to the concerned decision maker.
okay.
So some regulatory reforms required for that.
The government launched the flagship ECLGA scheme in May last year.
Yeah.
So to what extent do you believe that the scheme's benefits have now trickled down to small businesses on the ground, especially if we talk about micro businesses, because they are quite significant?
Uh, Unfortunately, it has not reached to the micro, because what was happening, if you see the total number, there are more than 6 crores registered MSMEs in our country, and more than 97% are micro.
Okay.
You see, this scheme was good for existing borrowers only, people who already had a credit line with the banks. So government allowed them 20% borrowing over whatever they had taken on 29 February last year. 20% of that without any extra collateral. So it was good scheme for existing borrowers who had the credit line with the bank. But majority of the micro, they don't enjoy any credit line with the banks because they don't have any collateral to show.
Yes.
Bank only gives you a credit line when you give them a collateral. So they were not, unfortunately, they could not get advantage of this. And if you see the total number of beneficiaries in the scheme, there is how many beneficiaries? There are around 3 to 4 lakhs, I think.
Yes. Yes.
Out of 6 crores, the 3-4 lakhs only benefited. It means this scheme was very good, but it had a limited reach.
And the credit score is also one, like not everyone has good credit score and not registered CIBIL.
Yes. And people who had no outstanding loan that time, so they were also not covered. So it was only for the people who were covered, who had taken loan on that day, till outstanding loan on 29 February.
So what is your message to the government in this regard, that how to overcome
government
this?
Should definitely come up with some very aggressive scheme of providing funds to micro enterprises.
Okay.
Since PSU banks have a limited reach because they lack the connectivity of the micro. Micro is spread all over the country, in the villages, in small towns, and everywhere. So banks have a limited reach. So there has to be some aggressive drive by the government, by the PSUs, organizing some camps in clusters, industrial clusters, or going out of the way, and plus tying up with these NBFCs who had a better connectivity than the banks to approach these micros.